Hello and welcome to our special Middle East series, Inside the Region, Real Conversations from the Business Events Frontline, where we bring perspectives from across the region during this time of global and regional uncertainty. Today, we focus on Abu Dhabi, a destination known for its structured government led approach and its ability to deliver high impact business events. As we navigate the current global environment, we've seen a number of events postponed or rescheduled as the organizers take cautious and responsible approach to respond to the broader global dynamics. At the same time, this period is reinforcing the importance of strong destination fundamentals. What we've seen is not a slowdown in ambition, but rather a recalibration underpinned by a solid pipeline and continued international interest for the months ahead. That makes today's conversation very, very timely, with two key leaders at the heart of Abu Dhabi's business events ecosystem. Mr. Mubarak Al Shamsi, Director, Abu Dhabi Convention and Exhibition Bureau, and Khalifa Al Kubaisi, COO at NIC Group. I'm pleased to welcome you both, and I look forward to exploring how Abu Dhabi continues to translate stability and readiness. With that context in mind, I'd like to turn to your perspective at the center of Abu Dhabi's business events ecosystem, starting with the Bureau and followed by the venue. How are you navigating the current wave of postponements and rescheduling? And what are you seeing in terms of pipeline activity and rebookings for the latter part of the year?
Sure. Thank you, Andrew, for hosting us here. It's really great to see you and to have this discussion. First, definitely very interested to be part of this great podcast. And I think it's important today to reflect today what we are doing here in Abu Dhabi and how things are going. Let me reflect for first our very long value and very long standing partnerships that we are having with ICA, and we've been very honored to host the 2024 annual Congress here in Abu Dhabi, which we really enjoyed and did a great work and actually a record-breaking attendees with more than 1,500 delegates coming and discovering and seeing Abu Dhabi firsthand here, which was a really amazing experience and time for all of us. And of course, as you've mentioned today, the Abu Dhabi Convention Exhibition Bureau, we look and we've been undertaking several measures today to navigate through the recent situation or the recent period that we have been going through. It's really important for us to have a very clear and focused personal outreach to all our organizers, to all our stakeholders, okay, to make sure that we are confirming the existing events that we are having here in Abu Dhabi, also the ones that we've been postponing or has been moved toward different time of the year, and to assure to them the support and the direct support that we are having toward them, and to work with them how we can work with you to make sure that your events that you're hosting in Abu Dhabi or been moving around or shifting around, having the full support that we are having from the Convention Bureau and Abu Dhabi stakeholders. Also, it's really important today we work to find and finalize certain operational guidance to them. How we work with them today as a destination, how we are doing the right introduction with our stakeholders, either if it was the venue or the airlines or the hotels or the accommodation that we have in the destinations. We need to make sure that we are with them all the time to make sure that the transition of shifting some of these events toward different times of the years, the ones at least been moving down the year, it's important for us to reflect and to ensure them of a very clear and very fast and smooth process. Of course, at the same time, we make sure that we do the right reviewing of the right stimulus or the right packages to support the industry and to make sure that we are with them and during such times. Today, what we've been seeing from that perspective, it was really interesting because we've been seeing such great resilience of the industry, and very, very few has been moving from certain times of the year to another time of the year, this year specifically. And since I think since last week, Khalifa can shed more information on this. We've been seeing a lot of great business events taking place in Abu Dhabi very successfully and been doing really great.
Thank you so much, Mubarak, on that great insight. And I would like perspective from Khalifa so that you can give us the venue perspective as well.
Great. Good afternoon, Anjo. Good afternoon, Mubarak. It's great to see you again here. From the venue perspective, we have moved quickly as soon as we knew about the postponement of events. Instead of just being reactive, we reached out to our organizers, to our colleagues to understand what is their best solution when it comes to events. We've seen that it's very positive interaction and discussions with our clients. We have managed to postpone majority of our events to further within the financial year. Some of the events, of course, we shift them to 2027. However, compared to the amount of businesses that were secured for further dates in 2026 is the highest numbers. We have a very solid pipeline of events taking place here in Abu Dhabi and Al Ain. It's very important to mention regarding Al Ain. Al Ain venue has continued hosting events throughout the period. Strong performance in terms of events. We are looking at a very strong, inshallah, a pipeline of events coming here in ADNEC. Next week, starting in May, we are hosting the Make It in the Emirates, the largest edition of its of Make It in the Emirates. We're expecting more than 122,000 delegates with an expansion in terms of exhibition space. So we are very confident that the foundation of the events industry here in Abu Dhabi is strong and will continue like this.
That's perfect. I mean, that gives us a very clear picture on how the market is recalibrating and where confidence is beginning to return. Building on that, one of the theme consistently comes to our mind is during this period, importance of alignment and cross destination is very key. And Abu Dhabi is, of course, often cited for the way its ecosystem works together with rather than in silos. Bearing that in mind, could you also share with us how entities like Abu Dhabi Convention Exhibition Bureau and ADNEC Group are working together to support organizers through this period, particularly in terms of flexibility, reassurance, and maintaining momentum as events are rebooked and rescheduled? The floor is yours, Mubarak.
Sure, Anju. I think it's very important to reflect that. Today, we provide an advisory support to facilitate discussions today, what Khalifa just mentioned today between organizers and suppliers on flexible either for contract terms or venue locations or even times within the year itself. Today, what was reflected today by Khalifa and ADNEC, it's really reassuring how the industry is really self-aligning itself within Abu Dhabi calendar of events. For event support by the Abu Dhabi Convention Exhibition Bureau, organizers are coordinating already with ADNEC and other venues and other partners also to find and to relocate space availability and rescheduling, exactly what just mentioned by Khalifa itself. Also, from the committed events and supported by us, the events itself when organizers have to reschedule or postponing their events, I think it's important to make sure that they have the full support across that. Today, the strength of Abu Dhabi's model today is shown really very strongly by the 2025 results that we've been seeing. The numbers of MICE events increased by more than 37% to more than 6,600 events, attracting more than 2.2 million delegates, which is 40% increase, which I think it reflects a very, very strong impact or very strong positioning for the destinations and how it's attracting business events toward Abu Dhabi itself. Also, from the programming that we are providing today as Adventure Abu Dhabi program, we support more than 175 events, more than 400 that attract more than 464 delegates directly through the Convention Bureau. Those are really reflecting how important role that has been played by the Emirate itself. And noting some of the major events that we are attracting, like Khalifa was just mentioned, Make It in the Emirates and ISNR, and the likes of IDEX and NAFTEX. Those are mega events that brings to the Emirate more than 100,000 plus business delegates to the destination itself. So it's important to look into these different areas when we do that.
Great. And I think I must add that congratulations to Abu Dhabi for winning the 2029 IMF World Bank, which will also bring this large number of delegation. So from the venue perspective, Khalifa, would you like to add to this question?
Great, thanks. What makes Abu Dhabi different is how closely we work with our stakeholders and our partners. The Convention and Exhibition Bureau support the organizer through the city and the strategic side of it. And from ethnic perspective, we deliver the event itself with the coordination with the clients. This creates a very strong support system to the organizer and to the industry itself. From our side as a venue, we work very closely with the organizers to make sure that when they ship their events, they have the preferred dates, they have the preferred halls, they have the preferred square meter requirements. This, of course, was not an easy task with the majority of events confirmed in the Q3 and Q4, but we worked very closely with our partners in terms of suppliers and organizers to overcome these challenges.
Thank you, Khalifa, for that insight, and I'm sure that we continue to work in as a partner. I just want to quickly understand, how is Abu Dhabi ensuring that it continues to attract international events and over the medium and the long term, keeping your sector-driven focus on legacy and on sustainability? How are you doing that? So starting again with Mubarak.
Sure, Anju. I think today the Abu Dhabi Convention Exhibition Bureau and its partners, and ADNIC, of course, will be working very hard to double down on our international outreach, as always, and visiting our international associations, clients, as we do all the time, and we do it. We do a lot of these joint sales calls or roadshows together, and to do more engaging with the international community and attending international trade shows like IMEX and Global Mice Association events around the world. And of course, attending the ICA Congress itself at Panama in November this year. All what I've been mentioning here are great and amazing platforms for us to showcase the destination readiness to attract major international business events to its home here in Abu Dhabi itself. Our business events portfolio that we have in the destination will continue to focus on our key sectors, like such as AI, agri-tech and food security, financial services, healthcare and life sciences, and other sectors that are really important for us to ensure that the Emirate itself shows a very strong resilience. It's resilience. We will definitely work and continue partnering with our sector champions today, academia, research centers in the destinations, and more to ensure that business events facilitate. We know that how important of business events and how it's really key to facilitate knowledge exchange, general tangible social environment, and economic impact to the Emirate of Abu Dhabi itself. It's really key that we keep continuing doing all these efforts to make sure that Abu Dhabi is being positioned as an international global hub for business events.
Thank you for that, Mubarak. And I think it is also the long-term perspective is very clearly identified as the most important. So, Khalifa, from your perspective during this period, would you like to add to this question as well?
Yes, our strategy, our long-term strategy has not changed. In fact, it's getting even much stronger. We are actively working on securing events beyond the 2026. We are working with clients for 2027 up to 2030. A great example, which you mentioned earlier, we just Abu Dhabi just has been announced the city that will host IMF meeting in 2029. This is a big milestone and showcasing the level of trust in Abu Dhabi and in the event industry here in Abu Dhabi itself. Our position is as a venue, we keep focusing on bringing new events in terms of exhibitions, B2B, B2C, association conferences, international corporate meetings. We are committed. As I mentioned earlier, the fundamental is very strong. Abu Dhabi position is even stronger. ADNIC as a venue of choice for new organizer is there. So yeah, our strategy position is very positive, and we are believing that the industry will continue performance as expected.
Thank you, Khalifa. And I think just that we are winding up now, how does your quarter four look like now that all the events are moving? What is the outlook on the coming months? As I mean, any of you who would like to add to that?
Well, please, yeah. In terms of events, as I mentioned, May will be the start of the events here in Abu Dhabi. We are hosting Make It in the Emirates, ISNR, ADIS, and a couple of corporate events here in Abu Dhabi. Then straight after that, we are hosting ADSS, is the largest indoor sport activity, Abu Dhabi Summer Sports. This year will be much bigger than last year with more activities, more sports for indoor. And it will continue until August. And then we are starting the high season with EdHex and other events that has been postponed to the Q3 and Q4 of 2026. In terms of Al Ain, we have a very strong calendar of events. Currently, we are hosting the Emirates Agriculture Conference and Exhibition for 4 days. It's more than 15,000 square meter of exhibition, which has attracting approximately expected around 20,000 delegates over 4 days. So yes, the outlook and the pipeline of events is very strong.
Just to add to Khalifa's point, and Joe, in 30 seconds, I think what we are hosting in the destination as a city overall, it's really promising. And Q4 looks really, really great and busy and doing very well. And as Khalifa mentioned, we are, as we speak, hosting events, big events. The event you just mentioned, Khalifa, and Al Ain itself, it's with an amazing attendees numbers that we are seeing and reflecting a very great result so far.
Thank you so much. And I think it's just reiterating that we are open for business, we are safe, and we are ready to welcome the world. So thank you for sharing these important insights. While the industry is clearly navigating a period of adjustment, Abu Dhabi structure is so collaborative and forward-looking approach. Thank you for joining us, and to our listeners, stay tuned as we continue to bring perspective from across the region.
Just one last comment, if I may, Andrew, and I think it's very important for our listeners to hear about that today. Abu Dhabi is resilient, and we are really confident that our event sector and business event sector will rebound even stronger and better. The fundamentals really that drove Abu Dhabi's great, amazing results in 2025 remains in place. And as mentioned, our long-term trajectory remains really positive. So we're welcoming everyone to come, and we'll see everyone here in Abu Dhabi.
Thank you so much. And I will see both of you in IMEX. Thank you very much, Khalifa. Thank you very much, Mubarak.
Thank you both.
Thank you. Thank you.
See you soon. Bye.